Man, I think the first thing that keeps coming up, just because of like, is what was my man's name? This is Elijah Al-Amim, who had his throat slit in Peoria, Arizona, off 67th Ave. He's been on my mind, and that situation has been on my mind just because of how close it is to my daily experience, right? Because the man that killed him said to the police that he slit his throat because he was listening to rap music. So that just hits home, right? Every day I'm listening to some rap music in some capacity. So that one keeps poking up because it's just trying to wrap my head around, like, what I feel is the appropriate response on a personal level, what I feel like is the appropriate response on like a community level. Am I even in a position to say what is appropriate, right? Those are like three questions I have off top. And then other than that, it's just like trying to not feel numb about it too. You know what I mean? Because Elijah was 17, right? He was a young dude. So, but I still feel some sense of numbness about it, and just trying to unpack all of that. You know what I mean? What do you?
I need this zigzag wrap to tuck and stitch. I need this shower water, keep it hot on me. I need my booby grab a line when I hit her. I need her keep her cool when I want no yoni. Bare necessities, what's the recipe? Whip, serve, necessitate. Bare necessities, start me pleasantries, bone thug, hard communicate. Bare necessities, all I think I need, baby Jody, bet I think it twice. Riding 100 spokes, pedal power, throwing clout in circles full of shaking dice. Sliding on counts of the snake advice. Motions from poisons, the way of life. Knowledge itself is a source of pain. Leave our martyr through the truest night. Prove the righteousness of filthy rags. Held his garment to the highest high. Pint bottle, oleander water. Corner store, 2 for 69. Asian man got the market tight. Tarek asked me what's the buying power. I don't know, but all my niggas trapping. On the block where they pimp our magic. My bro say don't blame it on fair skin. My boo want me listen to Farrakhan. My people would drape me like fruit it is. Damn, I can't quit the pork lines. Lotto tickets got my digits hot. Scratching niches all to fix the pot. Scraping quarters, dreaming pie sky. On a world tour, Millie Rock. Ops wanna hand us a Kia sock. We hit that like Blake on the Kia top. Taking flight, taking agency. Keeping my person, same who is me. Extending the vision of Huey P. On top of their shoulders, I make the reach. Impeaching the powers who stole our sleep. May they rest in piss for our misery. Bare necessities, what's the recipe? Whip, serve, necessitate. Bare necessities, start me pleasantries. Bone thug, hard communicate. Bare necessities, all I think I need. Baby Jody, bet I think it twice. Riding 100 spokes, pedal power, throwing clout in circles full of shaking dice.
Sacrificing white lives along with black lives if it achieves what they're after. In other words, no black voice can get too loud in this country. It's always silenced. The minute somebody comes forward and tries to inform the masses of people, white and black, what's going on, because you see, most people are selfish. They don't bother to think what's happening to their fellow man. Just so long as they're surviving, they don't care what happens to the next person. But I don't say that they're cruel, but they just don't stop to think about it. It's like you people. You don't stop to think about anything but getting a story, because that's your livelihood. You don't care where I'm being repressed or murdered, because that's not really on your mind.
Where the chief's at? And there's a lot of movement around trying to just get recognition of the torture, state torture.
Right.
That's
go ahead.
And you can't say that all of those people were abducted by the state or killed by the state, right? But they disappear, and it's not sought after to find where they are, you know.
So the state's implicit in that disappearance because they don't make an effort to write it. So whether we can explicitly say they were killed by the state or not, it's still an implicit.
And then, you know,
right,
where they keep people. My family member of mine. A family member of mine was in Tent City for 30 days once, and they had pigs in there at one point. I don't know if y'all remember, but just for no reason, really.
Just to antagonize these human beings.
That family member was on work release, and when she left one day, she forgot her ID after they had already closed the door, and she had gone past security, right?
And you were making progress. That's not progress. See, it's no in between. You're either free or you're a slave. There's no such thing as second-class citizenship.
Hey Poppers, today I'm here with both of my friends, Lennon. Hello! And you're Dragon. Just like that! And we're gonna be saying to random people, not people. Okay. You ready? You're gonna start. Okay, who are you gonna say it?
I mean, the police of Essential are the center of it to me, because we got to start on the ground, right? Before we work our way up the structure as to what we're fighting, it's like that's who we see every day on the street, whether we're trying to go to work, bring our kids from school or whatever, right? It's like that's the first line of defense for the state. And I mean, we can talk about the history of police. We can get into a lot, right, about why we're just opposed to police and why we see how they brutalize people. But
can you give me a general view of how you think police formed?
My general understanding of it is based off so slavery in this country, right, and that being the basis of private property and wealth in this country, and then there needed to be a force that could ensure that these human beings who are being kept as private property could be kept in line and held as private property. So we all know the idea of runaway slaves, right? These humans trying to get their freedom. There was invented the slave patrol, was this force that was invented to go and retrieve these enslaved human beings who had ran to freedom and bring them back as private property. So, and they have these badges, right, that look almost identical to the badges we have now for police throughout our country. So my understanding is that police have from their inception been a racist and an extension of state power, which is racist and against the people, right? Because it's for capital and nothing else, and it's always been against other human beings. That's like how I view the police. Yeah.